Hi guys! No, this is not clickbait. It's kind of funny because I have done a video, maybe two in the past, where the title involved tattoos and it was clickbait in the sense that like I didn't really get a tattoo. But I have been debating getting a tattoo for a very long time. Fun fact, I actually had my first tattoo consultation for the tattoo that I'm going to show you that I got, which is my first tattoo 13 years ago. I was talking to Dan about it and he was like, dude, we went to that consultation together because he thought he was gonna do like a full back tattoo. And yeah, the consultation for that tattoo is the tattoo that I got. So wow, I feel like I introed this video super weird, but basically I got my first tattoo. Welcome to the club, Nikki. That's what everybody kept saying to me. I have so many friends and siblings, both my sisters have tattoos, and everyone was just like, you did it! So I'm gonna come up close, I'm gonna show you what I got. It says James 127. So some of you might be like, Nikki, like if you've watched me for a really long time and you've heard me talk about this, you might be like, Nikki, I thought you were gonna get the 3 hearts. And let me just explain that. So first off, I'll tell you what James 127 means and then I'll explain the 3 hearts. So to those of you that don't know, I am a Christian, and in the Bible, in the New Testament, there's a book, James, and this verse, James 1:27 says, I'm gonna quote you like the formal verse, not give you the gist, for the only religion that God our Father finds pure and faultless is to take care of orphans and widows in their distress and to keep oneself from being polluted by the world. So that verse, it's really interesting because I do want to adopt. My husband and I, Dan and I, want to adopt one day. We're not sure if we're gonna just end up like adopting one kid or if all of our kids are gonna be adopted and we don't like have any kids. We're not sure what we're gonna do because we're not at that point yet. But we've known for pretty much our entire marriage that we were gonna do that. On a side note, even though this verse literally mentions nothing about slavery or human trafficking, that's also a thing too. For some reason, this verse also means that to me. And I really clung on to this verse as like, oh my gosh, that's my life verse around the time that I started getting into and developing awareness around human trafficking. So it all kind of means the same thing. And the 3 hearts to me, the 3 hearts that I mentioned, and you guys have probably seen it around my channel, are because those hearts for me mean the 3 things mentioned in the verse: orphans, widows, and keeping yourself from being polluted by the world. And I was about to go on a rant on like being polluted. What I see, I mean, there's so many different versions of what being polluted can be, but one of the things that it means for me is not only trying to keep a pure heart, I put quotes because I don't know, I just think that you can never be fully pure, but trying to keep a pure heart and also trying to remain soft and loving in a world that can be so hard and painful. And so this verse, I decided to dive in. I love it so much, and now I want to tell you the story of like how this happened because it's kind of crazy. So as you guys know, I have a line of lashes at Walgreens. I did a collaboration with Ilor x Nikkiphillippi. Oh, my diffuser. Oh, I wish you could see that the whole time. Now I want to move it so you can see it. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention my eyelashes that I was in New York shooting. I'm wearing them today. Just thought I'd let you know. Anyways, okay, so I have a collaboration line that I did with Ilor as well as with 3 other girls, and I was just in New York a couple of days ago shooting for that collaboration. We were doing like content for Instagram, for their website, really for whatever they need to use it for. And Nicole Guerrero, who's a beauty girl here on YouTube, who I am obsessed with, I think it's a little bit creepy, like how obsessed with her I am. I think she thinks the same thing. I just literally, she is so funny, so extra, so like sweet, like she's just really nice to everyone. She's one of those people that you would think like she's the cool girl, she's gonna be rude, but like she's just not. She's so sweet. Anyways, clearly I am obsessed. And our first day of the shoot, she was talking and she's like, yeah, I'm getting 2 tattoos tonight. I was like, wait, what? Like it, for some reason it blew my mind, like so casually. She's just like, yeah, I'm gonna go get 2 tattoos. I was like, you are getting 2 tattoos tonight. And then it was funny because the ILOR reps, they were like all concerned. They're like, is that gonna be like a problem? And Nicole is so like one of those people, like to give you an example, we were told to come to this shoot with neutral nails, and she came with nails that were like this long and fully rhinestoned and glow in the dark. She was just like, it's gonna be fine. Like, we're gonna be fine. So I'm like, oh my gosh, how crazy that. And she, wow, English. She's like, do you wanna come? And I was like, yeah, I wanna come. So that night after the shoot wrapped, me and her and our manager, Vanessa, and another girl that is part of the ILOR like lash family and is a YouTuber, Jasmine Brown. She's not in the Walgreens collab. So she was there shooting as well. She came with us. So we all went to this tattoo parlor. And she's telling me about this guy on the way over. Oh, his name is Evan. Like, he's got a ton of Instagram followers because his work is just so good. His line work is so clean. And he's really known for doing like dainty, like single needle type tattoos. And so I'm like, oh, cool. So we drive, we get there, we pull up to this like apartment complex that is literally right beneath like the Empire State Building. And that was really cool. Side note. So we go in, super nice. And you know, we have to go like upstairs to the apartment. He rents out an apartment and he's turned it into, or maybe he owns it, I don't know, but he's turned it into a tattoo parlor. And I walk in and it was like, I was instantly like in a trance. The music was blasting. It smelled so good. It was so clean. Evan is so nice. And Dan makes fun of me. I just want to put this out there. Dan makes fun of me for saying this about people, but I'm sorry. This is just a piece of the pie of my personality. The vibes he was giving off, and that's what Dan makes fun of me for, because I'm always like, it's a vibe. The vibes he was giving off were just so friendly and kind and professional, and like he really knew what he was doing. And then you see his work and you're like, whoa. So anyways, we had a blast. I was like way hyped. If you saw my Instagram stories, we had like a dance party at the tattoo parlor.
You go like this, and then in, and then out, and then in, and then out, in, hit. Quick learner. What's his answer? I can't do it that fast. I tried so. She's having the beat. She's going to the beat. She's killing. I bet no one has ever tap danced to this song. Yeah, this like, is so viral. Nobody has.
So that was fun. Jasmine taught me how to floss, so I was flossing. And Nicole got her 2 tattoos, and she was like, oh my gosh, that didn't hurt at all. And I was looking at them and I'm like, dude, those are really good tattoos. And all of a sudden, Jasmine looks at me and she's like, you're gonna get a tattoo, aren't you? I was like, what do you mean? She's like, I can see it in your eyes. I was like, I really want one. And so I kept saying that. I actually was hoping he was gonna be like, I can do you right now. And I was like, ah, but he didn't end up saying anything. He's like so busy. He doesn't even run his own schedule. Like, had no idea if someone else was coming after Nicole. His manager runs it. So, anyways, Vanessa, my manager, ended up emailing his manager, and we like coordinated this whole thing, or they coordinated a whole thing for us to come back. Well, me, Jasmine, didn't end up going back the following day at 10 p.m. to get a tattoo. So, she texted me that night. She's like, do you want to go tomorrow? He's got a slot at 10 p.m. I was like, I was freaking out. I was like, hold on. I have to consult my sister because my sister has tattoos. I was like, I gotta call Dan. I was really torn as to whether I was going to tell Dan, because sometimes Dan is the kind of person that will like freak out at something at first because it's like new. Like, freak out's a little bit dramatic, but like, huh. And then afterwards he's like, oh yeah, cool, whatever. So I was like, I feel like I'm too weak. If he freaks out, I won't do it. But I know that if I do it, he won't think it's a big deal. So I was really torn. But then I ended up telling him, like, because I had been joking, I'm going to get a tattoo. And he was like, no, come do it in Nashville. I was like, I really want to do it here. It feels right. So I was like, I can't keep any secrets from him. Even when I like think, like, I'm not going to tell Dan. I can't ever not tell Dan anything. So I call him and I'm like, dude, I'm getting a tattoo. And he was like, really? That's so cool. I was like, oh, you're not like freaking out? He's like, no, that's awesome. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. And so I texted Vanessa back. I'm like, let's do it. So I get to the studio the next day, super chill, super nice. you know, does all the stuff, cleans me off. He went on his computer and showed me the font options, but I was like, I want the same font that Nicole got on her arm because I just really liked it. So he printed out James 127 in a few different sizes. I chose the size like almost to the largest size, and that's it. He just like fake tattooed, like pushed it down. So it was kind of like following a coloring book almost, or a stencil, because he printed it down, and then I laid down and he did the tattoo. All right, people, it's happening. All day I've been counting down, like T-minus 12 hours, T-minus 10 hours, T-minus 0 hours. It's happening. Now, I feel like a question everyone's gonna ask, did it hurt? I might cry. I might cry. If it hurts, I'm gonna cry. How long do you think it's gonna take?
2 hours.
No, it's not. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Well, I guess it took him like 30 minutes.
My first tattoo.
This is
You
happening.
can cry, you can scream, you can curse me, you can say any F word on me.
Okay.
Not about my mom, okay?
If I say I won't say anything about your mom. If I say stop, you'll stop.
I will.
Do you think this is gonna hurt?
Of course, yeah.
Nicole said this wasn't gonna hurt at all.
It's not gonna hurt in the grand scheme of the pain. I feel like your pain.
Compare what she had before.
Okay.
Yeah, but of course tattoos hurt.
I'm real nervous now all of a sudden.
You ready?
I'm ready.
No, it's funny. You're gonna be fine.
I'm gonna be fine.
Yeah, let's just talk about stuff.
Okay, here we go.
I just don't, okay. Are you doing it? Oh, now I mean, that's not painful, but I feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes and no. So you have to keep in mind, you were talking to someone who has had Kybella, which is painful. I know you guys haven't seen that video yet, but if you follow me on Instagram, you've like seen me going in. I'm gonna be putting that video up though in like the next, I don't know, maybe month or two. It's an injectable in your chin that like eats away at fat to create a more chiseled jawline. That's painful. The injections are painful, and the actual stuff that's injected is painful. I've had so many microneedling treatments for acne scarring. That's painful, and that's a needle. I've had Fraxel lasering. I've had, you know, surgery for injuries, hip surgery, knee surgery. So all of that, like knowing that, no, this did not hurt. I will say, especially at the beginning, it did not hurt. I was like, that's it. But then the longer it went, like when he went back over, I was like, it starts to just get really annoying. You're like, oh, can you be done now?
You're almost done. You're almost done.
It looks so good. Oh, dude, that looks incredible. Yes, we're done.
I think so, yeah. Let me double check.
Oh my gosh, I did it!
You did it! What?
That looks amazing. I can't believe I did it.
No scream,
No
cursing.
scream. Towards the end, I was like,
Yeah.
it's starting to get real hard. I don't know how much longer I can. Oh, this bud is coming out. That is dope. Really cool. Everybody round of applause.
Yay! You did it! Whoop, whoop.
That's kind of what it felt like, but it really didn't hurt. And when he was done, all of the pain completely stopped. Oh, another thing, people are already asking me, like, are you already thinking about your next tattoo? Because everybody says tattoos are addicting. Yeah, kind of. So now that I know how it's done and I saw how steady Evan was, I'm kind of like, do I want to add like the 3 hearts below that? Do I want to add 3 hearts to the side? Do I want to do 3 hearts somewhere else? Like, I don't know. It took me this long to get one tattoo. We'll see if any other tattoos happen. But I can understand why people say that. I will say, if you are in New York and you can get in with Evan, I'm gonna have all of his stuff linked down below. Seriously, his parlor is pristine. He is so nice, so talented. I swear 50% of the reason I hadn't got it done is because, I mean, I hadn't done a lot of research, so I'm not bashing other tattoo artists, but I hadn't found anyone from the little bit I had done that I was like, I feel really good about the fact that like they're not gonna mess this up. And when I was looking at his stuff, I'm like, I keep staring at my own tattoo. I was like, I don't think homie's gonna mess this up. Like, he's good. And like I said, just his vibes were like really kind vibes. So check out his Instagram, check out his stuff if you're in New York and you're looking for a tattoo. I have a tattoo now. I'm gonna go film a cooking video and I'll see you guys soon. Let me know if you have any other questions, by the way, and I will do my best to answer them because if you check my comment section, I'm usually prowling comments. So I'll see you later.